The Northwood Knights were a team that knew the taste of defeat all too well. Every Saturday, they would march onto the field full of hope. Their green and white jerseys would be clean and pressed, and their cleats would be tied tight. But by the end of the game, their shoulders would be slumped and their faces would be long. Another loss would be added to their record. They were the team everyone else loved to play against. Honestly, it was an easy win for the other teams in the league. The Knights tried their best, but something was always missing. They just couldn't seem to find a way to score more goals than their opponents. The season, well, it was a long, sad story of near misses and lost chances. Their coach, a kind man named Mr. Henderson, did everything he could think of. He drew up plays on a whiteboard until his markers ran dry. He had them run drills until the sun went down. He gave them encouraging speeches before every single game. But y'all, the results were always the same. The Knights had heart, but they lacked the skill. One evening, Mr. Henderson stumbled upon an article online. It was about a new kind of technology. It was an artificial intelligence program designed specifically for sports training. The AI was called Coach AI. It could analyze a player's every move. It could find tiny mistakes that a human coach might miss. It could create personalized training plans for each player on the team. Mr. Henderson was skeptical at first. A computer program coaching his team? It sounded like something out of a science fiction movie. But he was desperate. He decided to take a chance. He used his own money to subscribe to the service. The next day at practice, he gathered the team. He showed them the tablet with the Coach AI program. The players were confused.
A computer is going to teach us how to play soccer?
Maya crossed her arms, looking doubtful. They were used to running drills and listening to Mr. Henderson's instructions. This was something completely new and strange. Mr. Henderson explained that they would each wear a small sensor during practice. The AI would watch them through a special camera and analyze their data. Reluctantly, the team agreed to try it. They put on the small sensors and started their usual drills. The camera on the tripod followed their every move. At first, it felt weird, like someone was watching them very closely. But as they got into the rhythm of practice, they started to forget about the camera and the sensors. They ran. They passed. They shot at the goal. They did everything they normally did. They didn't feel any different. At the end of the practice, Mr. Henderson gathered them around the tablet again. The screen was filled with charts, graphs, and video clips. The AI had been busy. It had analyzed every single one of them. The AI, which they nicknamed Coach A, started to display its findings. It showed a video of Leo's shot. It slowed it down and drew lines on the screen. It pointed out that Leo was leaning back just a little too much. This was causing his shots to go high over the goal. Then it showed Maya. It highlighted that she always turned to her right side when defending, making her vulnerable to attackers who went to her left. For Sam, it showed that his passes were more accurate in the first half of practice than the second. The AI had seen things that no one had ever noticed before. The team stared at the screen in amazement. Each player received a daily report from Coach A. The AI gave them specific individual drills. He had to practice kicking the ball while keeping his body angled forward. The AI would even show him a video of a professional player doing it correctly. For Maya, the AI designed drills that forced her to defend from her left side. She had to practice her footwork over and over, building new muscle memory. Sam was given a stamina-building program to make sure his energy stayed high, and to keep his passing accuracy high for the entire game. It was hard work, but it was smart work. The AI didn't just focus on individuals. It analyzed the team as a whole. It showed them heat maps of where they spent the most time. It revealed they were clustered together, leaving large parts of the field open. Coach A suggested new formations and new plays. It showed them animations of how they should move as a unit. It was like learning a new dance. They had to learn to trust each other's movements without even looking. Slowly but surely, the Knights started to look less like individuals and more like a real team. The players started to get excited about practice. They could see proof on the screen. The next Saturday arrived. The Knights were playing the Hawks, a team that had beaten them 5-0 earlier in the season. As they walked onto the field, they felt different. They were nervous, but it was a different kind of nervousness. It was the excitement of knowing they had a secret. The whistle blew, and the game began. The Knights moved with a new purpose. They held their formation. They passed into open spaces. Leo took a shot, remembering to lean forward. The ball flew low and fast, right into the corner of the net. The Knights had scored. Their parents in the stands erupted in cheers. It was the first time the Knights had scored the first goal all season. The Hawks were stunned. They didn't just win the game, they dominated it. The final score was 3-1. The day of the championship game was bright and sunny. The stadium was packed. Half the stands were filled with the loud, confident fans of the Tigers. The other half was a sea of green and white, the loyal supporters of the Northwood Knights. The Tigers were a powerhouse team. They were bigger, they were faster. On paper, the Knights didn't stand a chance. But the Knights were not playing on paper. They were playing on grass. They had a secret AI coach that had prepared them for this moment.
You've earned this. Play smart, play together. Leave everything on the field.
The game was intense from the very first second. They moved the ball with incredible speed and skill. They scored first within 10 minutes. The old Knights might have given up. But this team was different. Just before halftime, Leo found an opening. He received a perfect pass from Sam,